Mic check. One, two.
1, 2, 1, 2. Do you like my shoes? I just kind
Not
of.
really.
Why?
They look
I like these things.
Kindergartner made them. Like, oh, let's put puffy balls on there right there.
They're $20. I was like, yeah. Why don't you make me a better pair then?
I will. Just leave them in the studio. Gar. Starting off, we kind of did things backwards because we've been together for 10 years, give or take, and we have already been starting to plan the wedding. We knew we had our date. That was like the main thing that we wanted. We wanted a date. I just didn't have a ring at the time. I knew that she wanted kind of a proper proposal. I think every woman wants one, or every girl wants one. I led her to believe that it wasn't going to happen for another year. I would like to do an element of surprise, clearly. So I just needed a spot to kind of pop the question, and officially pop the question, and I figured the Flamingo house was a perfect spot because it was an easy way for me to get her here. Because I just said, hey, come pick up a painting for a client. I just planned on having a little setup here with her favorite food.
So I walked in, and it was all dark except for candles everywhere, on the walls, on where his shelving is for the paint. And I walked in, and there was a little table, and I shut the door, and I was like, oh no, what do I have to walk in on? Thinking I have to get this painting for Ben, and so I walked back in, and I was like, oh, how do I shuffle through this really quickly to get this painting? And I turn around, and Ben comes around the corner of the opposite side, and he's like, surprise! And I was like, what are you doing here? We have to go. And he was like, do you want to make this official? And I was like, what? And he bends down on one knee and says, will you marry me? And
What'd you say?
no, not at all. Completely caught by surprise, not expecting this at all. And he had a little table for two set up with candles and pizza, which is my favorite, and a glass of wine, and said yes and kissed, and it was great.
Is that it?
Yes, it was. We got engaged at the Flamingo house, and we're gonna get married 4th of July weekend, 2017. You're so lucky.
We away